Imagine every day, everywhere you went, you had to ask for audio. That's what it's like for a deaf or hard of hearing person, having to ask for closed captions or an interpreter every day, everywhere. As someone who's born deaf, hard of hearing and been wearing hearing aids from a young age, I never really thought about hearing fatigue. It's something really interesting to think about. Someone said to me, it's like every day you're trying to interpret or understand in another language and you're trying to understand what the conversation is. And that's where deaf and hard of hearing people are very good at picking up people's facial expressions and almost sensing a conversation without actually hearing the words. One thing that I would encourage you to do is always think about everybody in your community and are they included. And in the example of someone who might be deaf or hard of hearing, language is a real barrier and communication is so important. We can take for granted the communication and access to language that we have, but for some of us, we don't have access to language because we don't always choose to provide, for example, Auslan interpreter, or we don't always choose to have closed captions on. That's why it's really important to think about everyone in our community and how we can ensure that we are providing the access, the technology, the communication to ensure everyone is included. And language is such an important part of that. I'm so grateful that I've had the experiences I have had of being part of the deaf and hard of hearing community. It is such a rich culture in the sense of it has its own language, and the sign language is so beautiful to watch in motion. I've been very fortunate to be involved in the Deaf Olympics in Melbourne. I'll never forget walking onto the field as a media officer surrounded by 400 other deaf and hard of hearing athletes from all over Australia, all signing, and it just reminded me it's important that we have inclusion, but it's also important that we have a way to connect with our own tribe. And I could see that with the athletes and all of us volunteers, because we all know that feeling when you're with your own tribe, you feel like you belong, you do belong, and you feel connected, and also importantly, that you're understood.